Hello everyone. Sorry, I just had to adjust the camera a little bit. It was a little crooked. But welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a good day. So far so good here. I need to turn my watch off here so you don't get a bunch of announcements if someone texts me or whatever. So today we're going to make a card using the Two Wild Rose stamp set. This is one of those stamp sets that I thought, I already have so many flowers, but I really, really love the way this set looks when you stamp with it. It's gorgeous. Now, I didn't do 3-step stamping. I just did 2. I used this and this for this card. And I'm going to show you the card, and we used the Hello Sentiment as well. So I just wanted something super simple. So just remember, you don't always have to do the 3-step stamping. You can just do the 2-step stamping. You could do the 3 if you want, but with this color, I thought just the 2 steps was perfect because I'm going to hold it just a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit better. Hi, Brenda. I see you're on there. I need to pull up my video here so I can see whoever else is on here because apparently that's always what I do right when I start, and I forgot to do it. I was so excited about finally being able to start because I had a gentleman technician working on my air conditioner. It was giving me an error code, so anyway, so if you're here, just let me know. Hi, Laura, and hi, Brenda. So that's what it shows them, that I can see who's here. So hopefully that's everybody right now, because I hate to miss people. So if they're here, I like to say hi. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? So the first thing I did was stamp these flowers, and I had a little bit of a hard time lining them up, and so hopefully I won't have a hard time lining them up, and that's just user error. That is not because these stamps are difficult to use. It was just me when I put them on my blocks. I didn't pay attention to which way I had them turned or whatever, so it took me a second to line them up. But we're going to use Mint Macaron ink, and I know that's not really necessarily a flower color, but I wanted to use it. Hi, Lisa Marie. So when I first did the outline, I did it full strength, which I basically and I stamped 2 of them because we need 2 flowers. And I should have stamped that over further because I wanted to use this piece of cardstock for cutting out our little white leaves, but that's okay. We have enough room right here for one of them. And then when I did this second step, which is actually probably the 3rd step when you stamp it for real, if you do the 3-step stamping, but I stamped it off once. And then this is where I got to rotate it because it's not the same angle as my other one that I had. And I just make sure I line it up by this top petal right here because that top petal is the one that will let me know. I thought it was this one, but it's not. It's this one. So now that I have it lined up, when I do this second one, it'll be a little bit easier. I'll just stamp it off and I can line it right up with that stamp. So normally this would be your darkest color that you would use if you went ahead and did the 3-step stamping. But since we're just doing 2-step stamping, I just actually made it a lighter color. So that's it. I did those, and then I cut them out using the Wild Rose dies, which the Wild Rose dies are really fantastic because they're not just flowers. You have this awesome label, and I used that in another card the other day, and it's a fantastic size for the front of a card. As you can see, it takes up, not too much room, but just enough that you can put a nice sentiment on it. This is another piece that I really like because it just cuts out this intricate little design. And then of course this piece right here cuts out the flowers. You have another floral image here that you can cut out. You got your leaves and your little buds. But I went ahead and I already cut some out, so we don't have to cut those out. But we will go ahead and cut just one of these from this piece of paper. And I do actually, looks like I would have room to do 2 if I wanted to. But I'm just going to cut 1 for now because I want to show you what we're going to cut the other one out of in a minute. We are done with this ink. The only other ink we are going to need is a black ink, and I use Memento all the time, so I'm going to use Memento. And so we'll go ahead and do that stamping real quick. I have another piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is 3/4 of an inch wide by 3.5. And it doesn't have to be that long. You could probably do 3, but I just wanted to make sure I had some extra on there. And I want to stamp it toward the middle. Just make sure you have it inked really good. And I want to stamp that hello right toward the middle of it because we're going to cut this end off using the Banner Triple Punch. one of my favorite punches. I know everyone has seen me use it 1,000 times. But when you put your paper in, see, this is a little loose because this first measurement here is for an inch sheet of paper. So when you put it in, you can't just put it in and cut. You need to look on the back. And I try to do that even when my piece is 1 inch, because I want to make sure I get all the way to the end here. And I want to make sure I'm getting an even banner. And since this is just a little bit smaller, I kind of have to play with it and move it around a bit and kind of eyeball it to get that banner the way I want it. So now it looks like a pretty decent banner. It's a little bit off, but not too bad. You probably can't see it from the camera unless you have really good eyes. And sorry if you have really good eyes that you have to look at my banner that's a little bit off. Sometimes that happens. So the next piece I have is a piece from the Garden Lane Designer Series paper. This was one of those papers that when I first saw it, I didn't like it. And then I made this card with it. And now I love it. Like, I'm gonna move this closer so hopefully you can see that pattern on there. It's got leaves and the little buds, it's got the flowers. It's just really, really gorgeous. And of course there are 6 different designs. You get 12 sheets. And they're all in these green tones. So it's all green. And I love green. I mean, green is my favorite color. So the fact that I didn't like it at first until I saw it in person and used it kind of made me sad. So I cut a piece of the polka dot tulle ribbon in the, this one says very vanilla, but it is actually Whisper White that I'm using. I'm not using very vanilla, I'm using Whisper White. So I grabbed the wrong roll. And you just pull it around your paper, and I go ahead and tie it ahead of time. Like I said, it's about 14 inches. This piece of paper is 1.5 inches by 5 inches. And then you go ahead and you just tie it. And I just tied it in a knot, and I need to bring it down this way just a little bit toward the left side is where I kind of want it. And you're gonna have a little bit left over that you're gonna have to cut off. It's no big deal because you kind of want to cut it at a little angle anyway. And that's what's nice about this ribbon is these polka dots kind of go on an angle, so you can go right with them and you get that perfect little angle. Hi Aria, how are you today? So we get that little piece cut off and then go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. Now I just used my snail, but you could use whatever adhesive you want to. And I even go over that ribbon a little bit with the snail. You just gotta kind of hold the ribbon down a little bit so it doesn't stick too much to your applicator and your snail there. So that piece is ready. We're just gonna set that aside. And I took a piece of Whisper White that was 4 inches wide by 5 1/4, and I ran it through the Layered Leaves 3D folder. Isn't this fantastic? I love this folder. It's got such a great texture to it, and once you run your paper through it, you have this fantastic embossed, and this is what they call dry embossing. So because you're not using like, you know, your heat tool or anything, you're just running it through the folder through whatever die cutting machine or embossing machine that you have. Now we've got our crumb cake card base. We're going to go ahead and fold that in half. And this card opens a little different. I have it opening this way, which I just, why not? It's fun. Let's do something different every once in a while. And I've got my dimensionals here that I have some, I'm using the edges of them because like I say, always use it. You don't want to waste them. So I just got some pieces here that we can use up to get this dimensional on here. And I put that off just a little too much. I need to snip that just a little bit, get that little tiny piece off from there. So I don't know if any of you know this. You may know this, and maybe once you watch this video, you'll know on YouTube or wherever I post it, on Facebook, of course, that I started a blog. It's stampinwithvalerie.com. Stampin' without a G, S-T-A-M-P-I-N with Valerie, kind of just like this right here, but .com, stampinwithvalerie.com. And I actually started at the end of May, and then I got sick and I wasn't able to get back to it until this past week. I am having so much fun with that silly blog. So once you go there, all these measurements will be written down. You'll have all the measurements. This video will be on there. I'm gonna have a picture of the card on there so you'll be able to see it. So that's my new venture, and I hope you will subscribe to my blog and read some of my posts. Anyway, enough about that. Let's finish this card. So I have everything folded. We got this attached to the front, and then we have our 2 flowers, and we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of one of them. But this first one, we're just gonna adhere down with some of the snail adhesive because we want it flat. And kind of bring it over this way just a little bit. So it's not quite all the way to the right, but a little further over to the left. And since we have this hello, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just see where we want it, how we want it to fit in there. And we're gonna go ahead and attach it to this flower. Let me put a little bit of adhesive on that. And then we're just gonna do that again. So we can kind of lay it underneath that flower and attach it. And then we can just put dimensionals on this whole piece. And you don't have to worry about your dimensional overlapping with another dimensional and having to take some off, because not that I've ever done that, right? Probably once or twice this week I've probably done that. And then we will go ahead and add this to the front of the card. And then our last step is going to be to add our leaves. And you just kind of want that hello peeking over, so it just goes past that flower just a little bit. And now our leaves. We've already cut one. Where'd it go? There it is, hiding on me. We've already cut one. We're just going to use a little drop of Tombow multi-purpose glue on that. I'm just going to put it on the stem. And then I'm just going to slide it under this flower so it's kind of poking out. Kind of stick it down a little bit so it will stick to the card. And then this is our inside of the card. So instead of stamping something on the inside of the card, today we're going to punch something. We are just going to punch out our other leaf, right? What a fantastic idea, because we're going to be using this paper anyway. And so why not use some of that paper and cut one of our leaves out with it. I thought it was a little bit different because we don't want any naked insides on our card, and this is just a little bit different. It's not a naked inside. And I want to make sure that's stuck, so I'm just going to stick it with my bone folder there, just kind of stuck it under there to poke it down. You could always use your take your pick tool as well. That would be perfect for that. So then for the inside, we're going to have, actually look, this one I folded this way, so I kind of made this card a little bit different, but I like it this way anyway, so this is how it's going. So now that we've got it already punched, we're just going to go ahead and put this in there. And I don't know why I thought my original card was this fold. I guess maybe I made a second one. Actually, I think I did, and I gave it away. So that's probably where I got this fold from, or was thinking that was what this one was folded as. Either way, you could do it either way, and I'll put both measurements for the crumb cake base on my blog, so you'll have those if you want to fold it this way or this way. But that is today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it. Whenever you have a card like this, you can always add any kind of dimensionals that you want. Pearls would be really pretty on this because the white and the green and the crumb cake together, I think, would be fantastic with some pearls, just to add some more, a little bit more white, and plus this polka dot would kind of match the pearls as well. So, oh, you're welcome, Brenda. I love the idea of punching the inside. It's just a little bit different, and I was trying to come up with a punch that, you know, would be good, and I was like, well, I'm already using the leaf punch, so let's just go ahead and use the leaf punch. We'll just punch the inside with the leaf. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.